Welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we were watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
Welcome back, Steve. Once again, another gap.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
My apologies.
Just roll with it. It's fine. I'm going to apologize for any audio issues. We are having mic issues, so we're going to have to cuddle up and share a microphone this time.
Nothing new.
Everything looks okay. Normally we're in bed with the blanket up really close, playing footsies, but we're in my house this time, so we don't have a physical die, so I'm going to have to pull one up. Stop whenever you think it's ready.
Oh, okay.
11!
Ugh.
Okay.
Barely over the 50%.
Okay, not going to look. 10. I can never win. I just fuck the roll.
I am the greatest die roller of all
2027, no more dice rolls. All right. Today's main topic is Supergirl. We have a couple other things to talk about. No Toy Story, no Obsession. We're, still lacking on a few things. Hopefully, maybe you can see it before next week, because I'd love to add it to...
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like you can say, like, oh, I give Obsession an A or a B or whatever, but not go into spoilers, because I still want to see it.
Well, I don't want to talk about it or give you any sort of, like,
where
ideas.
our theater's at, I'm still getting, like, nearly sold-out shows.
That's so crazy.
For Obsession versus, like, Supergirl, which is, like... in a big theater,
and it's like a show every hour. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm not going to talk about it until you see it. So just try for next week. I'd love to add it.
It's on my to-do list.
Okay.
It's just I'm trying to keep up with the modern stuff.
Next week is kind of a bum week. It's Despicable or Minions, and who gives a fuck about Minions? We're not seeing that shit. So we're going to do our anniversary bracket a bit early. It'll be our 5-year anniversary, so that's crazy. It just sounds wrong. I'm gonna check.
5 years has flown by.
It's crazy.
Considering I feel like we've only ever done like a Chris Evans bracket. You know?
No, I mean we do a bracket every year.
No, I mean I know, but for like all the movies of the year. But I assumed we would have done like another special, but that was for the 100th, and
we did like top 10 vampire movies, but that was like early stuff, and then it was kind of hard. So yeah, 4 years ago was Space Jam 1. Let's see here.
Well, Space Jam 2.
Space Jam 2. Yeah, I'm sorry.
With LeBron, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, September 17, 2021. So we'll be quite early. I think we normally celebrate at the end of July, beginning of August. That's just kind of how we did it. I think it's because I posted this in September of 2021. We actually kind of banked a couple of episodes before I could figure out how the fuck to edit things and put it on. But regardless, we'll be doing that next week instead of anything that comes out because the rest of July is relatively stacked. I know there's been a bunch of trailers, like, it was months ago, but like the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that trailer has been out. The Cliff Booth movie with.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, it looks good. Like there's the Social Network trailer. Like there's stuff to come out, but like nothing to really like. Oh, we gotta talk about that. There were a couple of deaths. One, Oliver Tree. You know Oliver Tree?
I'm aware of Oliver Tree.
Yeah, like I'm not like anti-Oliver Tree. Everything I've heard from him seems pretty fun, but crazy helicopter crash caught on camera. That's
I did not know that part.
Yes, you can see his crash. Not like, you're not at the ground when he's landing, but you see it from afar, and you'll never get me in a helicopter. Like it got Kobe. And it got Oliver Tree. It's gotten the so many people.
Well, you're not important enough to die.
No, and also I will never get in a helicopter. Like if it's medevacing me from a rock climbing incident, sure, go for it. I don't give a shit.
Are you rock climbing?
I know, that's why it's like a crazy sort of thing. Like, get me out of here. But like on a vacation in a foreign country, absolutely not. You will never ever like
You're
people.
not signing up for an excursion, but you'll
Never,
be like,
not even over New York. I think I would do it. Too many people sign up for their wedding and then they die after they say their vows. They get into a helicopter and take off and they die. You just can't trust helicopters. It's a true thing. I know you're looking at me like I'm a weirdo. It happened. So that's sad. Oliver Tree had some fun TikTok bangers. Weird dude, weird style. Terrible way to go. Just started his tour. That sucks. And then the other one is I don't know how to say her name's like Devi Chase. She did the voice of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. She was
really?
Samara from The Ring.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she had like a bacterial infection. I think she was living on the streets with her boyfriend. I think he got her like, or I shouldn't say. I don't know. I'm making assumptions. I think she was on drugs and things went bad. And
The
he
voice
kept
of Lilo
of
from
Lilo, yeah.
Jesus.
And he kept her from their family so they couldn't check up on her. And she had like meningitis or something and fucking died. Yeah, she was only 35 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty sad.
That is a bummer.
That's a bummer. You want to hear something that bummed me out today?
Sure, why not?
There was one time, it was years ago, but it was like when Beauty and the Beast animated came out. It was like we're further away from the release of Beauty and the Beast than Beauty and the Beast was to the moon landing. And it was like that's crazy to think of. That what a weird gap. So then I was just kind of talking to my coworker who's much younger than me, and it was like, yeah, like the moon landing was in 1969, and I stopped and I realized, and I don't know why I've never realized this before. I was born only 12 years after the moon landing. The moon
Hmm,
landing seems like ancient history. That's
pretty much, yeah.
old timey shit. That's black and white TV stuff.
Yep.
And only 12 years later, I was born because it's like the end of the 60s and the beginning of the 80s. That's only like the 70s right in there. That's not a lot of time. But to me, it feels like 1912.
Well, yeah,
But
I
it
mean, you
wasn't
weren't
so.
even really like developing consciousness until
No,
like 10
obviously,
years after you were born. So it's like
absolutely.
now it's even
But
further away,
like
but
thinking of, oh, the Berlin Wall came down. I remember being a little kid and that happening and like knowing it was a big thing. But the fact that it's like 12 years.
yeah, I mean, it's a it's an even bigger gap, but I still think about like the civil rights movement and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
that's not even 100 years ago.
Nope.
Like there's people alive today who's like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
I remember that shit. It's like
Uh-huh.
civil rights seems like it should have been like fixed
Yeah.
forever
That
ago.
was in the
But
1800s when we were still on horseback. Like, no.
no, it was like not like
And
my parents both were born before the civil rights movement, which
yeah,
is
that's
crazy.
insane. And it's because like when you think of like Martin Luther King and all that, they purposely release so many things in black and white
Mhm.
photos to make it feel older.
Yeah,
And it's like it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it's oh, what a world we live in. Ugh.
crazy.
All right, well let's talk about more fun
The
stuff.
fun stuff. Yeah.
I
Speaking
don't
of civil
I
rights,
don't know.
let's talk about Supergirl.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the episode of fun stuff, but all right, well you won.
I did.
That was my fun news of death and history and the creeping time making me feel like an old piece of shit. So on to brighter things.
On to bright things. All right, so I finished a comic book series. I brought up. So there's been 3 books in the series. I brought up the first book many moons ago. In my getting into Dungeons and Dragons phase, I found a like comic book series meant for middle schoolers. It was called Dungeon Club,
All right.
and it's basically about a group of kids who form a Dungeons and Dragons club at school and their lives and the things they're going through. And so I read book 2 and book 3. Book 2 I found in a free library
Okay, I remember
after
that now.
buying the first one, and I was like, "Oh, that's exciting! I didn't have to buy this." And then I finished that, and I was like, "Oh, there's one more in the series." I found on an app. I found the 3rd book and just read that. Anyway, so if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, if you're a non-binary gay kid in the queer community. This is a lovely book, kind of like dealing with some of those issues where the non-binary person's kind of like coming out to their friend and just like and they're nervous about doing it because they're like, how do I express this? And then the third book is about a kid who's been bullied and is like, how do I tell the boy in the group I like him? Do I like him? Am I gay? Am I not gay? Kind of thing. And it's all just like very like sweet and nice and like it's definitely for middle school area. It's not super deep, but you get some fun D&D stuff. You get some fun character stuff, and it's just like a nice, sweet book. And as a straight person, I don't have a super deep connection to these things, but it was nice to read and experience from their point of view, and just kind of just a fun, good time. So highly recommend Dungeon Club.
And this is done now?
This is done now, from what I can tell. Published from Wizards of the Coast and under the Dungeons and Dragons banner. And yeah.
So just more indoctrination from the Satanists.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right. I also read a thing. The episode with Nick, I talked about Coffin Moon, a vampire story. I guess I had another one in the chamber coming up on my Libby app. So it's called "Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil" by V.E. Schwab.
I do know that name, V.E. Schwab. Yeah.
Okay.
They did.
I think she has a bigger series.
Yeah.
She's known for.
She's a pretty popular author. She did like the Odd Life of Addie LaRue and I think like a vampire story or something. It doesn't matter.
I keep grabbing all these like the Coffin Moon one was another like, oh, he's known for this other thing, and this is just a one-off, and it's like, I don't know who the fuck these people are, and I keep getting their one-offs.
Schwab is pretty prolific author.
Okay, cool. Well, this is another vampire story. It is kind of about 3 different women from 3 different time periods, like the 1500s, the 1800s, and 2019, and all get turned into vampires, and their journey through time and how they cross over with each other. I don't read smut, and I don't read like erotica or even just like straight romance, you know? I didn't know that this kind of leans that way. I would say it's definitely romance, not erotica, not smut.
I've never read any V. Schwab, but I always felt like she leaned romantic, but I didn't think she leaned smutty.
No, it's not smutty. It's like, I think there's one time where they said like this character, like once they came, or said the word come or something, or it would always be like reach down towards,
their throbbing member.
Not even that. It would just be like the darkness between her legs, and she had a good old time. It's like very vague on stuff, very well written, but was never no throbbing members, because this is a lesbian vampire story. And it's pretty interesting seeing like someone from 1500 like knowing that they don't like men, being forced into a marriage, not liking it, having affection for women, and then once becomes a vampire, realizes she only likes to feed on women because they taste better, likes their company more, and never at any time does anybody say I'm gay or I'm a lesbian or anything. And then her traveling through like hundreds of years to finally meet someone who she wants to spend a life with, and then turning that person, and she doesn't enjoy it nearly as much as the first one, and then then a more modern girl gets turned, and they're all just doing gay vampire stuff. This book kind of ruled.
Oh, nice.
It's really well written.
How would you compare it to like what is it, the Interview with the Vampire stuff going on right
now? Well, I've never read Interview with the Vampire, but I love the show.
Yeah.
The show is definitely a lot funnier, a lot more graphic. It is like there's a part in one episode where Louis and Lestat are like kind of going back and forth with like their lawyers with them, and they're like, "Oh, are you fucking that one?" And like, "Yes, he does XYZ." Like, "Are you fucking that one?" And he says something like, "She's able to withstand fluids that would make a city septic system jealous." And it was like, "What the fuck?" That is like, and she's just sitting there straight face, like, "How embarrassing." And it's like, these people are so fucking horny. And it's like these characters in this book are as well, but it's never so
It's
outright.
never,
It's
yeah,
more of just like
graphic.
this burning passion of finding
Sure.
someone who is like you, especially being in like the 1800s, and they're like, "You have to go to the balls, honey, because you got to find yourself a mate." And like, not like go down to the balls. Open your throat, dear. And she's just kind of like, "I don't fucking like these dudes," but like this redheaded vampire that walked through the door, hubba hubba.
Got it.
Um, so
Okay.
I really like kind of, you know, I always talk about what sort of lore do they use, and like sunlight doesn't kill them, but it does make them feel like shit. So that's interesting. Like they can survive in it, but ooh, they are not happy, and it just feels like they are dying, but they're not burning. They have to drink, but this does a lot of like, I would say it's 50% describing what it's like to be thirsty for blood. It really goes on in how everybody adapts to it, and it's in the beginning they're
So animal blood doesn't quite
no,
quench it,
they
or
don't ever even talk about animal blood.
oh,
It's like
okay.
you gotta drink a human, and it's like after you're done, you feel the heartbeat, your heartbeat start up again a little bit when you're drinking their
Mm,
blood, but it fades so quickly, and when you're done you're kind of like, fuck, I need another hit. Like they're all kind of addicts, but then they learn maybe the hunt is more enjoyable, and if you are withholding and don't drink
mm.
for weeks or months or even a year, and
You're
you
edging
finally, yeah, you're
yourself.
edging yourself, and when you
Okay.
did do it, it's going to be the sweetest thing, and then the heartbeat lasts longer for you. So it's like there's just so much talk about like just being thirsty, and it makes being a vampire sound awful, just like
Sure.
this constant need. They do
I
things.
have the need to feed.
I was gonna say need to bleed, but that makes more sense. Yeah. There's no stuff about silver or reflections, but they do a thing I've never heard of. Like they can't go on graveyards. It's like dead uh, attracts dead, and when they like
Okay.
walk onto a soil, or even if like they killed you and just buried you somewhere and stepped over it, they would instantly feel like they're sinking into death. Like it's hard to pull yourself out. It's like a crippling depression that
Mm,
you would just curl up and eventually you would die. And like that's kind of like
interesting.
the most evil foe in this book is
The
dead
dead
ground.
people, yeah.
But it's great. Yeah, like it's got good sexy stuff. It's got good violent stuff. Really well written women. Very descriptive. Had a blast. Loved it.
Excellent. I'm glad you had a good time because my recommendations often disappoint you.
You just don't know what I like, and it's lesbian
It's
vampires.
lesbian vampires, yeah.
All right, your turn.
Let's see what I got here. Uh, I'll go with some music. I recently bought tickets to see a band in November called The Paradox.
Hmm.
They are a pop punk band that formed in, I believe, like 2024 and have just like skyrocketed to fame in the past 2 years. But, you know, what separates them from what you would expect is they're an all black band.
Oh, okay.
And they haven't even released an album yet. They just have an EP,
Oh,
and they've just put out like 6 or 8 songs in total, and they're all great and a fun time.
said the
The
paradox.
Paradox, yeah. I really dig these guys. As someone who grew up in the pop punk era of the like 2005 to 2010 area. Yeah, these dudes are fucking awesome,
Okay.
and
How big of a band? Like
it's four
four
guys.
guys. Okay.
Your traditional sort of band setup.
Mm-hmm.
Singer, guitar, lead guitar, bassist, and drummer. Uh, yeah, and they're just a blast. And it's one of those things like if you didn't know anything about them and you listen to them and like, okay, I know what this band looks like. And then you like go on YouTube and search up the music videos and you're like, oh shit.
Oh, are they covering?
And yeah, I'm super excited to see them in November. This is their first like official tour.
Okay.
Like they did Van's Warped Tour and have like played shows here and there, but they've, like I said, and they've already done a NPR Tiny Desk
Okay.
for a band who doesn't have an album yet,
That's pretty good.
who've
Yeah.
only been around 2 years. They've like just blown up. They have been putting stuff out on YouTube, and Green Day followed them, and then they said, "Hey, Green Day, can we get tickets to your show?" And they're like, "How about you open the show for us?"
Damn.
And it was like, all their dreams came true with like I mean, obviously they worked very hard and they're very talented, but it's just like, it's not like they had to work for 5 years to get somewhere. They're like, here's a band, a year later they're opening for Green Day and now they're on their first tour. It's like the craziest skyrocket of all time. And it's just awesome to see. And yeah, I'm very excited to see them, and I will give you guys a full report come November.
Cool. All right, that's awesome. All right. I rented a bunch of stuff from the library in hopes to just like have some more things. I didn't really have much else watching on TV right now, and I don't really want to talk about any of them. So we could talk off air about.
Okay.
But there was one thing that I watched, and I wanted to pull the trigger on it. I just kept pushing it off, pushing off. Then my roommate's like kept bugging me. Did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet? I'm like, chill. So I did watch it, and it's great. It's Widow's Bay. Have you heard of Widow's Bay?
I have heard of Widow's Bay. I've done zero research into it, but I have seen that the reviews are good.
Yes,
it's like a murder mystery comedy or something.
No. So it's from one of the writers of Parks and Rec. She actually wrote this to be like a silly Parks and Rec episode, but it really didn't work, so she shelved it and then turned it into her own show. She is best known for... Have you ever seen the Babadook meme where it's like, the hard part about going to an adult Halloween party is no one dresses up, and it's a shot of a woman in full Babadook makeup around like people not dressed up?
I've not seen that.
Okay, well, it's hilarious. Well, that's her.
She's the Babadook woman?
She's the Babadook woman.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, if you type in like Babadook meme, I'm sure it'll come up on Google Images. So it is a story about Widow's Bay. It's an island off kind of the east coast to northeast area, and the mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. The mayor wants it to be the next Martha's Vineyard. It's cute, it's quaint. He's doing everything like forcing the coffee shop to get like an espresso machine because like we're gonna have tourists, they're gonna want their espresso, and they're just like, why are you making me do this? Nobody's buying this shit. So like he's determined to turn this into a tourist location. He's got someone from like the New York Times coming to do a review. Everything's got to go right. Except this island is 100% cursed. It is not a place for outsiders to go. And if you were born on the island, you can't leave. You will die if you leave the island. So people who live there just kind of stay there. There's tons of old sailor stories of, this old hag that will, if she gets a little bit of your skin under her nails, she'll follow you wherever you go. And there was a serial killer who was like died in this hotel, and like there's just a million things. These people had to become cannibals, after being locked in the church when there was a huge storm. There's just like a million horrible stories from this town's past, and like all of them are true. And so he's trying to keep everyone quiet while this guy's doing his review, and then it blows up. He's successful, has tons of people coming, and the curses just kind of keep happening, and he's trying to steer clear, trying to break the curses. There's a bigger story about what happened in the past to cause all this curse, and it's really funny. It's not like Parks and Rec funny where it's so...
It's not like a joke a minute where it's...
Yeah, and like, these people don't exist. Come on. These people feel a lot more real, and the jokes are just like funny without actually like belly laughing.
Okay.
All the characters are just very relatable. And it's still spooky. Like there's some scary stuff to this and good makeup. It is the show of the year for sure. It's on
Wow.
Apple
Okay.
Plus. I'd say I don't want to say like give it some time. It's good from the jump, but it's not until like you get to episode, I think it's 4. Patricia, who's the best character in the show, she's throwing a party because something happened to her.
Mhm.
There was a serial killer called, what was he called? Oh yeah, it was just the Boogeyman, and
Okay.
a bunch of young girls got killed, and she was also like he broke into her home as well, but he didn't kill her, and they're like, "You're a liar. This never happened to you." This guy was finding like my friend hid in the dryer from this guy, and he still found her and cooked her alive in the dryer, and like he found everybody no matter how good they were, and you hid under a bed, you're full of shit. And so she's trying to win back a bunch of people and make friends because she's kind of the oddball of the whole island. And that episode is one of the best. It really it ramps up after there. If you have Apple Plus, highly recommend Widow's Bay. It's just a lot of fun, and it's starring the guy from The Americans and the detective show he did on HBO. It's a remake of an old, not Matlock.
Yeah. I know exactly who you're
Yeah,
talking about.
what is that show called?
Ah!
Don't look it up. Don't look.
It's Percy
No.
Perry Mason.
Perry Mason. Thank you, Steve. Oh, you're so good about that. Yeah, the guy who played Perry Mason in that
Yes.
doomed HBO show and The
And
Americans.
the Americans.
And then what's his face from Office Space? You know the
Ron Livingston.
no. Did you take my stapler guy?
Oh, Stephen Root.
Stephen Root. He's in it. He's the guy like, don't do it. This place has a curse. And and the mayor's just like, fuck you, man. You're an old man. You don't know what you're talking. I'm talking too much about it, but it's great. Do you have Apple Plus?
I do have Apple Plus.
Oh yeah, added to the
Currently.
list of a million different Apple Plus shows you need to be watching. But
I'm sold. I'll check it out.
It's definitely worth it, and I'd say definitely watch it with your wife. It feels like a fun thing to
Okay.
watch with your
I
significant
will
other.
pitch it to her. I have a game that I won't talk too much about because you're going to borrow from me and
I
play it.
am, yeah.
I finished 007 First Light.
Cool.
Um,
Nick already talked about it. Next.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine.
I'll just give my quick review. 8 out of 10, had a good time. I was not a fan of the Hitman games because it was too much like thought and stealth and too many.
I was burdened with choice.
Yeah, and it just didn't work for me. I don't mind stealth in games, but at a certain point, it's like sometimes I just want to like, all right, I'll just pull out a gun and shoot at these guys.
Yep.
And typically, that's what like got me through the game fastest. But if you ever wanted to feel like James Bond, this is the game that does that. The only other game of 007 I ever played, I think, was GoldenEye, like way back in the day. And that was first person shooter. And it was just fun to play with your friends.
N64.
Yeah, classic. But this game is more like, if you're an Uncharted fan, this kind of feels more of that vibe where you do some really cool action set pieces.
Take cover.
You can. There's so many opportunities to like hit a guy and the gun flies up in the air and you catch it midair and then shoot other guys. It's so satisfying.
Okay.
But you're also doing plenty of spy stuff, and it has all your classic James Bond stuff. It's like, do you want to hook up with a total fucking hottie? You can do that. Do you want to get fun gadgets from Q? It's there. Do you have fun back and forth with Moneypenny and M? It's all there. It's not, I would say the weakest part about it is probably like the villains, because it's all just like corporate bad guys. But is it just a ton of fun all the way through? I would say so. It's has a very satisfying big finale. There's one part in like the final level that I won't say, but I was just like giggling, laughing as I'm just like doing this super cool thing, and it just made me feel so good. And there's a lot of fun, like direction in this movie, or not in this movie, in this game, and like there's a training montage where you're learning to play the game,
Heard.
but it's done so well that it's like you're watching like a montage of the movie, but also learning the game, and it's just so effective. It's probably like the best part of the game, even
Mm-hmm.
though like it's not the most fun thing. It's
Sure.
just
A
like,
great
wow,
integration of tutorial
yeah, it's like,
and
wow,
style of
they
the
did this
movie.
super, super well. Um, and it has stakes and characters you like, and I think uh, this actor who is Bond does a really great job. And and you have Lenny James from The Walking Dead, who's kind of like your uh, mentor who doesn't like you, who you
Hmm.
try and like grow on, and you travel the world and see different locations, and it all just works. Lenny Kravitz is in this, and I thought like, oh, he's the bad guy, but he's
Mm-hmm.
only in like one scene really.
Huh.
It's like, what the
Okay.
fuck? The point was Lenny Kravitz
Yeah.
in this. It was just kind of like, oh well, we needed like more names in this,
Okay.
but it just works on its own thing, and you can beat the game in under 20 hours. It's not a huge game. It's 10 levels. Each level takes you an hour, hour and a half to beat. There were some times I really struggled with an area because you fuck up and you're fighting a guy, you're shooting people, and you think like, oh, I took out like 15 guys here. I must have saved, and I'm able to like move forward where it's like, oh no, I have to kill those 15 guys again because
Mm,
it's all in this section.
yeah.
And so there was a couple times where I got a little frustrated because I fucked up, or the level was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, or I didn't do the right thing. But all in all, it's just a blast. I don't think it's going to win like game of the year or anything, but
I
would not
mean,
I would not be surprised if it's nominated.
sure.
But it is a for sure solid 8 out of 10. Good time. It'll get that Hitman fix. It'll get that Uncharted fix. And if you're a fan of James Bond, it's the best opportunity to be James Bond.
Cool. Um, I've heard two kind of complaints is you get to the end and you're like, this is a cool ending. Oh wait, that's not the ending. Okay. We're still going? Okay. This is the ending. No, nope. Really? Still more? And it feels like it should have ended maybe a couple hours earlier, but that could have been
I didn't feel that way,
okay.
but I'll see how you feel when.
And then I saw a video of someone, they were like driving a dump truck or whatever,
Oh yeah,
and it's like he's holding just the gas or whatever it is, and he's like not touching the controls, and like it will bump you all the
yeah.
way to the end. Like there's no skill to that section.
So like just fighting goons can be kind of difficult, but any of the boss fights I beat on the first try.
Yeah.
The boss fights are not tough in this game
Okay.
for sure. Uh, Now I moved my controller during the dump truck sequence, so I can't
Yeah.
speak
It's like
to that.
you just
But
expect to do that.
it's
Yeah.
just like an action sequence. The dump truck, the driving through the streets of London is not that essential to the plot. So
Okay.
it's like, who cares if this is just a straightforward thing?
Yeah. It's like, do you want to watch a movie, like a cutscene, or do you want to at least have the illusion of interactivity? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of video games, you saw, I'm assuming, the Grand Theft Auto price drops. Did you hear?
I did where it's $80.
$80 or $100, and it's like, oh, the $100 you could, have access to certain stores where you could get tattoos and stuff. Like, who cares? That shit would be free
Some
eventually.
people
Some
do.
people care, but the fact that it's $80, digital only, there was no physical disc at all.
I did see something where a physical may be dropping in like December, but if
They'll-
you want to play it day one, it's just
I think
digital.
they'll have a physical box, but no disc. They're like, what's the point of that? It will just have a code inside the box because, yeah, you want to have it on your shelf. So you'll get the box with your $70 or your $80 purchase. But like, that's crazy. I'm not a digital only guy. I could understand if it is a indie game,
Yeah.
it's a deal on Steam, something like that. That's fine. But a brand new release of something this big, I want a physical copy. That's
100%.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then I heard, this could be a rumor, that you have to gas up your cars in the game. This could just be someone fucking with us. But you have to use in-game currency to pay for your gas because your cars will run out of gas.
Well, you beat up enough strippers. Like, you'll have enough gas money forever.
But you remember in the last one, they didn't have any sort of like money codes. No, there's no cheat codes for money. You could manipulate like stocks and stuff like that, and that was the best way for you to make your money. But you kind of had to do it in legit ways, and I would assume they're doing it this way. And that if you run out of money for gas, you can do in-game purchases, and like this better be fake. This better be fucking fake. I'm not stopping for gas in this. Like, I want realism, but I don't need that sort of
what
realism.
a crazy thing to go like, hey, you want to like keep playing the game, you better buy gas
Yeah.
with real money. It's like,
And,
I buy gas with real money every day.
And it would connect to the average gas price in California. So if it goes up in California, in the real world, it would go up in the game. If it goes down, it goes down in the game.
I thought this game was based in like Florida, so that would
I know, but that was what this rumor has said. Like,
okay.
they had to pick a place.
I won't speculate on that until I see like for sure things. Like, I'm all for making the game as realistic as possible to a certain degree, but you also got to make it fun.
Yeah.
And at no point do I feel like, oh, there's a chance where I don't do enough where, oh, I need to pay for my own gas in game is
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I can understand.
I have not
guns.
heard any of this.
Yeah. Buying your clothes, buying guns, like that's all part of the game.
Yeah.
But buying gas, like the driving is one of the most default things of Grand Theft Auto. That
so much driving.
Anybody just wants to pick up and play, drive around, crash into stuff.
It's like, I don't even need to do crimes. It's just like, I just want to see this work.
I just want to drive around. Like, you're going to make me stop every, hour?
Yeah, and like, imagine playing the Spider-Man games, and then Spider-Man's like, hey guys, sorry, gotta stop off and do a 2-hour like mission where like I refill my web shooters.
Yeah,
You'd be like, what the fuck
it's
is
a mini game to like, gotta mix the chemicals, make my web shooters. Like, no. You just have your webs. I think in some of the old Spider-Man games, you had to collect web tokens as like your cartridges. Otherwise, you would run out. Like, it's same with like X-Men games back in the day. Like, oh, I'm playing a Cyclops and I use my optic blast. Well, if you're going to do that, it's going to take some of your health. I'm a mutant. This is part of me. Like, I can understand having a bar for special powers, but it needs to constantly be filling up. I should not be able to run out of Wolverine's healing factor or Storm's weather powers. Like, it's part of the character. Work it into the game. Anywho. We said it again. Anywho.
Well, let me ask you. So, I don't remember. What is your affiliation with the Grand Theft Auto games? Because I was someone who, like, kind of dabbled in, I want to say, Grand Theft Auto 2 or something like that.
The top-down ones?
The top-down ones, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, I never played those.
I had like, I don't even know if I had the full game or if it was just like a demo.
Yeah, like a PlayStation demo disc.
Yeah, I was never good at them.
Yeah.
So the first game I ever actually played of Grand Theft Auto was San Andreas, and I had that game.
Okay.
And then I had a friend who had Vice City.
Yeah.
But I never beat that game because I didn't own it.
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't do Liberty City, didn't do 4.
4 is Liberty City.
No.
It's 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and then isn't 4 just called?
San Andreas was before Vice City.
No.
Doesn't matter.
San Andreas is the 5th one.
Either way, I didn't play 4, and then a friend of mine had 5, which is like the quintessential Grand Theft Auto game. And I really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 5.
I did as well.
I think that's a pretty great game.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's been 13 years.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Grand Theft Auto as a series, even though it seems like everyone else does. Now, other Rockstar games, like I've enjoyed all the Red Dead games. I think they're great. Like, Rockstar makes impressive games for sure. And if this game came out, I would 100% play it. Would I drop $80 on it? Absolutely not.
No.
And
take up all my space on my fucking play. I don't have a PS Pro.
If our friend Nick buys Grand Theft Auto 6 and lets us borrow it,
how are you borrowing it?
Oh, well,
digital only.
That's true.
That's another thing. Like, I'm not paying for it.
I don't own it, and I can't let anyone else borrow it.
Exactly. If you and me said, hey, we'll go 50-50, $40 each, you play it, and you let me borrow it, sure. But we'll never be able to do that. I know there is ways to play. I could play the games on your system, and you could play the games on mine. There is a way
You just
to
gotta
do
move
it,
into my house.
but it's like, hey man, can I play this game? No, I'm playing my stuff. Oh, okay, I'll wait. It's like, I'm not dealing with any of that stuff. But I played 3. I played Vice City. I played San Andreas. I skipped 4, the one with like the Russian dude,
guy, yeah.
because I heard the driving was really bad, and it was just in a time where I didn't really play that many games. But then I also played 5. I beat it, had fun driving around, but it's like, all right, what else can I do? Oh, you can play golf. I don't want to do that. Well, you can go do this. I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah,
I'm done. But like I played the fuck out of 3. Tons of Vice City. I think Vice City was the one I played the most.
yeah.
But San Andreas was probably my favorite because it was just bigger, more hills, things like that. Like Vice City didn't have any good hills to jump off of.
Do drive-bys.
But yeah, it was just in like being from California, it was just like, wow, this is very familiar to me in a lot of these
Especially
places.
when I played a system where you can like make your character stronger just by like working out.
Let me take 5 minutes to just work out a bunch.
I worked out a ton.
Yeah. Or it's like, all right, this is fun. Now let's go to the fast food place and make them real fat.
So yeah, that strongly disagree with it because it doesn't even feel like that long ago where games boosted up to $70 and we were all like, we're not paying it.
Yeah.
And then now we're all paying it.
Yeah.
But
they know what they have.
Yeah. It's just like
if they said $120, people would still do it.
Yeah, this is the biggest game of all time.
Yeah.
It looks just from preliminary stuff, it looks incredible.
It looks great.
For sure.
But they never had the strongest like shooting system or hand-to-hand combat system. Like a lot of the stuff you need to do to play the missions.
And all the missions are like kind of the same.
Kind of the same.
Show up, shoot some guys, drive
away, avoid the police. Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate that I never like got sucked into the Grand Theft Auto world. Yeah. But that being said, I also go,
I get it.
If I could play this game, I would.
Yeah.
But I'm not. There's no version where I'm spending $80 on this game.
If someone let me borrow their PlayStation and I don't have to put it on mine, because it's just going to take up all this. I'm going to have to delete everything just to make room.
Yeah, like you look at something like Baldur's Gate 3, where the first time I played through, I put in 150 hours. Like I can kind of see a version where they go like, well, isn't that amount of time you put into a thing worth $80? I kind of go like, yeah. Because like I could spend $10,000 to go to Disney World for a week, and I wouldn't put the number of hours in.
Yeah.
So like,
how many movies you can buy, with, or like you say 180 hours? How many?
I think the first campaign that I did, I believe,
say 100 hours.
Definitely over 120.
120 hours. How many 2-hour movies is that? 60 movies. You buy 60 DVDs at $20 a pop is $1,200. Yeah, I'd say your $60 was a good deal. And should they charge more? Maybe. I get that. But if we're going to start doing those sort of things, I'm going to need those 10-hour video games to be $40. I'm going to need them to be $30,
Yeah.
We can't say 70 is the base and everything's up from there just because it's long. Because I'm not going to go online and do the Sims of Grand Theft Auto where I pretend to be a cop or a garbage man or, any of that bullshit. I'm not doing any of it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I'm done with the
I go back and forth on it because like you look at something like, you go to the movies, you can see an hour-and-a-half movie or you can see a 3-hour movie. Am I paying more for the 3-hour movie?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I might get more enjoyment from the hour-and-a-half movie.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, well, I can get Astrobot, and is it as good a game as Grand Theft Auto 6? Maybe not. But can I get way more enjoyment from it? Maybe. I've never played an Astrobot. But it's one of those things like I go back and forth on because I get the argument of if it's a bigger game, charge more money.
Yeah.
But I also go like, well, what if I hate that fucking big-ass game?
Yeah.
What if I would pay more for something small and fun?
Mm-hmm.
And
you know what?
Yeah.
Like, has never done me dirty? Angry Birds. I've been playing Angry Birds 2 for years, and I've never spent a dime. It's free. Like, I could watch ads, to get a continue or something like that.
Even like the deluxe edition is probably what, like $4?
There's no... there's no paid version. There's just in-game purchases.
Oh, okay.
And I've never had to do any of that. And I play that game nightly. So, you know, I don't know what my point was, but
I just don't know the business behind it.
yeah,
I guess it's just you hope that you don't have to spend a bunch of money, but I'm not surprised that they're going for more money.
I don't want
especially
them to fail.
In America.
I don't want it to fail either because like they've been working on it forever. They've put in a ton of money.
Sure.
And in their minds is, well, this is a guaranteed multi-billion-dollar thing. The last one made billions of dollars right off the bat, and then we continued making boatloads of money for every year after that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, 10 years on, I think that game is still like 40, $50. It like hasn't drastically gone down in price.
No, but it's like people keep pumping money into it. And so like they deserve to get their money's worth from what they put into it. And if they fail and if it bombs, that's a huge hit to video game industry as a whole. But like I just don't want it to start getting super greedy. We're already fucking greedy with our microtransactions and our in-game gambling and all that. So all right, let's move on. Moving on. Okay, well, last week our main topic would have been the death of Robin Hood, a movie that doesn't need its full episode.
I would agree.
You know, we could have talked about Toy Story, you know, or I would have said Toy Story would have been a better topic to talk about, but you didn't get around to it. So we'll just talk about it here real quick. You know, this is a fine movie.
Sure.
I rated it pretty low because it starts off so high and then you just slowly are going downhill the entire time. And it's not a bad bumpy ride. You just get to the bottom of the mountain and go like, oh, okay. Is that it? We talked about it off air of like how we could change it, how we can make it better. And if it just had a little more violence throughout, which makes me sound like such a fucking asshole, but a little more oomph throughout, it could have been a pretty good movie that you would do a double feature with, like The Northman or The Green Knight or something. But it starts off with a bang and then becomes a little kind of teethless.
Yeah.
By the end,
I don't know if it needed more fantasy to it or pizzazz, but like you said, it starts off strong, really awesome violence, but not like disgusting, like
pretty gross stuff, but it's not Terrifier.
And Hugh Jackman always is good. You know, this is old man Logan for Robin Hood, but like Logan has action all throughout, where this just has action in the beginning, and then it's an hour of him hanging out on an island.
Yeah.
I think Jodie Comer's always good.
Always good.
There's a cool leper in this movie who like has like a Moon Knight kind of look to him, and I was like, this guy's cool. What's he gonna do? Nothing.
Like he would be so good in like a fight. They're like, oh, what are you? And then he like pulls off part of the mask, and they're like, oh fuck, and like they don't want to fuck with him, and he can chase people out of the town.
That like be scary, or like, oh, this guy was one of the greatest warriors this land's ever seen, but his leprosy has like weakened him and like kept him on this island, where like, oh, well, now it's time to shine, to like to defend Robin or this island or the women or whatever.
Or Robin sees like, this is what, doesn't matter what you do, your legacy ends up being you're just rotting away in a bed.
Like I like the idea of, oh, Robin Hood was built up as this hero, but actually like, no man, like I was a murderer. I did like stealing. It's just everyone made me out to be something cooler than I was, and it just like doesn't really go anywhere for me. I mean, C-, like I think there's some really beautiful like wide shots and vistas, even though it's like not necessarily the most exciting landscape. I think it still looks good. I think
like you could tell it's shot on a location.
It's shot on location. It's shot very well. Performances are solid. Full disclosure, like I did kind of fall asleep at parts because I saw this movie at like the 10:45 show or whatever it was. So I was a little bit tired, but all in all, like I was locked in for 30 minutes, and then afterwards, like, all right, I'm ready to go home. Which is a shame because I think there is good stuff in here. It's just wasted.
Yeah, and it's not important, but what happened to Friar Tuck? I want to know what happened to that guy. Like, I think almost seeing the fall of his merry men would have been a fun story.
Yeah.
Like, they're all getting a little too old for this, and they should have hung it up, but we got to go for one last score. And maybe it is the son of the sheriff of Nottingham coming after him, whatever it is, but like kind of going, well, all that shit happened off screen, but we get to watch Hugh Jackman just slowly rot away. It's not as exciting.
Yeah. We have one of the Skarsgårds.
Yep.
I forget which Skarsgård it is.
It's not Stellan. It's
Not Alexander.
not Alexander. It's the other one.
It's the other one. Pennywise.
Pennywise, yeah.
The Pennywise brother.
Yep.
I didn't even recognize him
No.
in this movie. It took me a few minutes where I was like, it kind of looks like Skarsgård. And then he like does a voice where it kind of sounds like Pennywise. Like, oh, that definitely is him.
Yeah, when he puts a little gruff into his voice, you could hear it.
And I thought like, oh, he seems fun. And then like, okay, well, he's only in the first 30 minutes. It's just wasted potential.
Yeah, it's a shame.
So Death of Robin Hood, I'd say skip it. C-.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not like I wouldn't recommend it. I'm never gonna watch it again.
It would be a good, like, you're sitting down with your dad and he's going to fall asleep to a movie. Let him watch that because it's like pretty fun in the beginning. Then he falls asleep for the boring parts, but when he wakes up, he goes, that was pretty good. Yeah. And then he's never going to turn it back on again.
Watch The Northman or watch Green Knight. If this falls in that trilogy, this is the last one you need to see.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like kind of fantasy bow and arrow stuff, we want to talk about Vox Machina?
Let's talk about Vox Machina.
Vox Machina, season 4, the in-between season, the setup season, the fallout from everything that's happened before. But with us now, we have established characters kind of doing their thing.
Post Chroma Conclave, pre the Whispered One, final season.
Yeah. I don't know. This may be my favorite season. I had a really good time with this.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's because it's smaller. It's simpler. It's got big stuff in it, but it just, when we got all the 3 dragons and stuff, it just kind of almost became too much, too big. Okay. And this just being kind of simple was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of fun stuff in this season. I think probably the best episode might have been the heist episode, because I think that's kind of like what...
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's better stuff like in the back half, but I think this is kind of like the perfect example of Critical Role, Dungeons and Dragons, comedy, action. Like, it's just an all like spoof. It has all of that, where it's just like, oh, we're breaking into this monk temple that holds this knowledge that we need to complete this thing, where like Grog drinks a potion and it gets super smart. That's super fun. You have a cool...
Pike gets to use the gloves, so she gets to be big.
She gets to be big. They fight like a really cool monster of like multiple arms.
Amazing
and face. And like everyone has their piece that they need to do.
And I like the siblings, like they can't lie, so they're just kind of like confessing things to each other.
Yeah. So you're getting like character beats in it. Like, it's all really, really good stuff. Yeah. We have a time jump at the beginning of the season. It's a year later. The group is broken up.
Yeah.
Not in like a negative way. It's just like we're all going on our different paths. Yeah. Percy and Vex are married. Vax and Keyleth are together.
It's that thing of when you start a show and people are going to get together and like, fuck, how long is it going to take before these two kiss? So we're finally there.
Grog and Pike are like kind of lonely, but they're the buddies of the group. So
yeah. I mean, they just kind of go back to doing what they do best.
But they miss the group dynamic. Scanlan has fucked off to wherever after last season. And we only get Scanlan in one episode this season.
Thank God. I'm not the biggest fan, but I love that episode. The whole music at the end, the music fight was fantastic.
Yeah. If you didn't know that episode like pretty much is all like made up. It's not from the campaign. They never fought a Dark Bard. They just were like, this would be really fun if we did a Dark Bard episode.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, it's one of the most popular episodes of this season because everyone's like, that was fucking sick.
I mean, just the words "Dark Bard" sounds pretty damn cool.
Yeah. And the music's always, I think, pretty solid. They do some fun stuff with that. Definitely, like, kind of takes you out of it at times because like
It's so modern
you're
sounding.
so used to hearing like lutes and flutes, and then
Yeah.
you hear metal hardcore guitar riffs, and you're like, this isn't
Yeah.
right. But
Uh-huh.
also, it does also still fit. Um, but yeah, the last 3 episodes are pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Like you get like a haunted house kind of episode, and there's some stuff in there that's like campaign 3 shit. And
Like what?
so you know when Vex runs into that woman who's like has like the puppets,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that is one of the main characters from season 3.
Okay. Cool.
Which was shocking to see because it's like it's kind of a big reveal
Mm-hmm.
where they're just like, "Oh, what's your backstory?" And she reveals, and they're like, and the cast is like, "Holy fucking shit! Like, who would have thought?" Where now you're getting this here, so it's not even a reveal in the if they get to a third series of animated stuff, you're not gonna get that reveal because you kind of already got it in this.
Sure.
So that was
But
kind of
maybe they'll do it, and then knowing what we know now, it'll just be, I don't know, like telling a story from a different perspective.
sure. I mean, I wasn't against it, but I'm imagine plenty of people who were like super fans of Critical Role were just like, "Holy shit! I did not expect to see that
Yeah.
here."
But that's the beauty of when you have so much story to go off of. You can start picking of the things and go, we need
Yeah,
to
it's
reference
not
this.
like it doesn't like
It doesn't harm anything.
it's not like it is fits it doesn't fit canonically or whatever because I mean obviously that scene doesn't happen in the live show because that character wasn't even created yet,
Mm-hmm.
but it does kind of give you like, well, that character wasn't around at this time, so to see them here now is not like surprising.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool to see. uh the next episode was them going to like the temple in the desert, and Grog dies, and you're
I
just like, and Grog doesn't. I mean, pretty much every character dies in the live show at some
mm-hmm.
point, but this was not where Grog dies, and
Okay.
so everyone's just like, holy shit, like what
Yeah.
the fuck? So they're changing these things, but they're making it like surprising, but also fitting and shocking and stuff. So that was really cool to see.
So did Pike not kind of have that heel turn?
If I don't remember, I don't think so. Like Pike was always because Ashley Johnson's character was, or the actress was always doing whatever that show was called, like Flashpoint or something like that.
Mm.
Like she was always kind of that. Pike was always in and out of the campaign.
Okay.
Um, so like Pike does go into Tar Falum or whatever the place is called, wherever
Yeah.
the Whispered One is. But I think they all kind of just like go into it. Grog doesn't die there. Grog dies like way early in the campaign.
Okay.
And then there's like another thing where he like pulls a card from the deck of many things
Mm.
where like his body disappears, and so they have to like go find him or something if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
I was waiting for those cards to come back in. And
Yeah.
at one point, like when like they're all getting high, I think he
Mm.
pulls them out and then like it doesn't pay off. They don't draw
Yeah,
anything. But
yeah.
like what a scary idea of like you could just pull a card and then just die.
Yeah.
Or get a unicorn.
So that was pretty intense. And I think there's some things that I imagine like plenty of the fans of the live show were like, well, I don't like this change, or this was pretty surprising. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but as someone who like kind of knows the stuff but is not deeply invested into it,
Yeah.
I'm liking all the stuff that they're doing. And boy, that final episode was a fucking blast.
Yeah.
What a cool final battle, and so fucking scary at the end. And what a great cliffhanger, even though,
Yeah.
like, I know what does
Forcing
happen.
them to submit and
Forcing
in
to
front of
submit.
the entire
Yeah.
world.
Which I don't think happens in the, like, they fight him, but I think they just kind of like, they're unable to defeat him, and so they run away, or he
Okay.
disappears or whatever. Like he shows up. It's kind of like he shows up, and then 5 episodes later is like the finale or something
Okay.
like that. So like we're right at the end. Uh, so we'll see what changes they're gonna do and how much like prep they're gonna do before like the final battle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just what a scary fucking dude to
Yeah.
face. Because he was cool when he was just like zombie dude, or well, when he was just human guy, when he was zombie guy, and then when he was like God mode,
Mega Zombie.
just terrifying.
And then
Andy
voiced by
Serkis,
Andy
Andy
Serkis.
Serkis, what great casting! I mean,
Yeah.
Andy Serkis is never bad, but yeah, they're
I thought it was Mark Hamill at
just
first.
fucking crushing it across the board, and yeah, I love it. I saw a comment on YouTube which made me laugh was because Wayne Brady's playing Taryon Darrington, which
Mm-hmm.
was like standout character of the season
Yeah.
for sure. I really enjoyed him,
He
but
he really rubbed me the wrong way in the beginning,
in the beginning,
and he's supposed to, but he grows on you by the end as he's supposed to,
as he's
like he
supposed, to, yeah,
did with the rest of them.
I really really enjoyed him, but it said it because um, the whispered one is a lich. He's like, is Taryn Darrington gonna have to choke a lich? And I thought that was really really
Nice.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, great season. Had a great time. Fun stuff throughout. Enjoyed the changes. Enjoyed all the references. Just good stuff. I
Yeah.
I love the show. I hope the Mighty Nine does well. If there is, I mean, we're on campaign 4
Yeah.
now in the real world,
It'd be crazy for them to cancel Mighty Nine just because you gotta get to all the other ones as well. It's like
or
it,
just it,
it's a
I
it
heard
seems
Mighty
like a
Nine
cash
didn't
cow.
do as well or wasn't
Well,
as
they
well
didn't fucking
received.
promote it at all.
Yeah, it's just I want to see all these things animated. And all these people who are on the show are like in their 30s, early 40s. Like this critical, I don't know where Critical Role stops or if D&D falls off,
Yeah.
but there is a world where this goes on for another 20 years,
Yeah.
and you can't animate all of it. But
I mean,
I don't
and
know.
even if D&D stops, it's not popular there. They're not doing any more campaigns. You still have enough content to get 15 seasons worth of stuff.
Maybe
If
I
they're
don't know.
doing 5 per campaign and we're on campaign 4,
On campaign 4
okay.
currently. I don't know if every show needs to be 5 seasons, but they're all generally like 100 plus episodes, and there's like spin-off where there's this thing's 4 episodes, this thing's 8 episodes, whatever it is, but it all fits in this world. uh yeah, infinite possibilities, but I can see people going like, well, I don't know, we'll see, but I'm enjoying everything I've seen so far.
I can't wait until campaign 5, season 5 gets done and your son's graduating college. And you can look back to these episodes and go, holy shit, this has been going on for a long
Yeah,
time.
what if Critical Role was like the new Simpsons,
Yeah, and it
but
just kept
it just kept
going.
going?
Why
That would
not?
be crazy.
And you gotta applaud its animation. It's so pretty. Like
Oh,
compared to so many American animated shows, it's like I mentioned, actually I may have cut it out, but like My Adventures with Superman is back, and like I love it. And I think it's animated really well, but it's simple,
hmm,
and it takes like some anime influences that are just kind of like leans into like cheap animation for comedy, where
yeah.
it's like you don't need every frame to like sell a joke, where this is like every frame is drawn and it's just so beautiful.
Yeah. I
Watching
mean,
the intro just like gets me so hyped.
yeah, the intro is awesome. 100% agree. And like, there's a part where, and obviously, the show, even before this season, has taken anime. Uh, um, what sort I'm looking for?
Influences.
Influences. Thank you. But there's a shot in this one where Pike just has a sword and is like going towards not Vecna, the Whispered One, and it's just like it's like such clean motion,
Hmm.
and they have like the lines where it like kind of like makes it seems faster,
Yeah.
and it's just a quick shot, less than 2 seconds, and it's
Hmm.
just like that looks fucking
That
great.
took a week.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff, or just Keyleth catching a sword, turning into like a fire monster, blasting off like a rocket, and then stabbing a guy through the chest and going, fuck fate, as it explodes. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This is the coolest thing possible. Meanwhile, Vax is over here putting on some Raven armor that we've never seen before. It's like, that looks fucking cool. Like, everything about the show is just awesome, and they clearly know what they're doing, and I'm just having a great time.
Yeah, and we're not waiting 3 years for a season.
They're knocking them out.
They're and like, I don't like Amazon. I don't like Bezos. All that money is not good for one person to have. But if you're going to put it towards shit like this, like, I hear the He-Man movie, they were like, this fucking tanked, but it's kind of crucial to kind of our overall bigger plan of trying to sell He-Man. We're going to make another one. Like, really? Hey, you got the money for it. If I had that sort of infinite wealth, I would also just be funding passion projects like this.
Sure.
And if they love Vox Machina and all the Critical Role stuff, go for it.
Yeah. If they decide to go the route of Rings of Power, like, this costs way too much money and we're not seeing a return, let's toss it.
Yeah.
Like, I hope they find footing somewhere else, because the show's great.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're going to get that 5th season, then it's going to be done. Where the rest of the shows go, we'll see. But
what would the 3rd one campaign, what's that called?
So, I mean, if you're basing off the group names, the Bell's Hells is campaign 3.
Bell's Hells. Okay.
Yeah, because there's a member of the group whose name is Bertrand Bell, and instead of Hell's Bells, they're Bell's Hells. That's like the joke.
Got it. And that one's set more in the future? Or more, I mean,
they all, so...
Not like
I think campaign 3 is like 30 years after campaign 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like a great time jump, but it is like every campaign is a little bit further in the future.
Okay. Because I know there's like a robot in that one, like an automaton.
It's not like we're in the future now. It's just like there's a robot.
I just knew there was like a robot in it, and I wasn't sure how far in the future. But then we have Tyrion Darrington's, robot in this one, so it's like, okay, we don't have to go that far in the future.
Yeah, it's also set in like different continents. Like, I think Exandria is the first one, and then Taldore is the campaign 2, and then Wildmount maybe, or no, there's Wildmount, and then there's another like desert area whose name escapes me right now. But there's like multiple continents and worlds within the Critical Role canon. So it's like, it's the same world, but we can also kind of like jump over here, and then like everything looks a little bit different than over here.
Okay. And campaign 4 is the Brandon Lee Mulligan one, right?
Correct.
Have you been watching that at all?
I've been catching clips and dabbling here and there, because anything Brandon Lee Mulligan I'm like gonna check out. And there's always good stuff. But also, this is the first time it's a different DM, and it's also like, hey, before we had 6 players or 7 players, now we have 14.
Oh, wow.
Or whatever it is. Like, they're doing a thing where, okay, Brennan's playing with these 4 people, and then he'll jump over here and play with these 4 people. While these people are like going off to get lunch or whatever. It's I'm not, because I'm not watching them, I'm not sure exactly how they're like cutting it. But it's crazy work. I don't know how this man manages this big overall story with 3 different groups who may converge at one given time, but then also break off and do like,
and then also do his other day job of being a DM for
Dimension 20, and then just all those other dropouts. It's like, I don't know when this man sleeps,
and he has 2 kids. It's like, hey, you haven't seen Izzy in a while. Yeah, there's a reason. Just taking care of them kids.
I don't get it.
Well, I was talking to my roommate, and we were just talking about like celebrities who get canceled and coming back. Like, James Franco just like shot a movie, and like, oh god, are we uncanceling James Franco? Like, I thought he was done, and I was just thinking of people who are cancelable.
Okay.
And it's like, the only one I could really think of is Brandon Lee Mulligan. Like, I don't think you could cancel him because he would never do a bad thing. Like, you can say,
You would hope so.
I don't think he has a bad bone in his body. He's not going to whip his dick out or be mean to someone. Like, I can't even see him ever getting pissed at a waiter when they fucked up his order 6 times. You know, like, he just seems like such a good
He
human
only
being.
hates mega corporations.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he'll talk shit on that, but like, I don't think you could ever ruin this man's life because there's a shadowy skeleton in his closet somewhere. He doesn't have even the closet to put a skeleton in.
Yeah, like if he sexually assaulted Jeff Bezos, would we go, wow, what a fucked thing to do? Be like, well,
okay, that's your one pass, Brennan. Don't do that again, unless it's Musk.
Yeah, I pretty much watched every interview with Brennan Lee Mulligan, and in every interview, he basically talks about like how we should all be better people, and like it's all very deep, introspective, grand philosophical questions. Just like how do I make? And he always talks up people that he works with.
Mm-hmm.
He just seems like the greatest guy ever, and it's so frustrating because it's like I want him to be my friend.
Yeah. He's got enough friends. Okay, well, do you have anything else, or are we going to our main topic?
I just have the main topic.
All right, let's go. Supergirl, directed by
Craig Gillespie.
Thank you.
Probably most known for. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of director of I, Tanya, Lars and the Real Girl, The Finest Hours, starring Chris Pine, Fright Night, starring Anton Yelchin and
okay, I didn't
Colin Farrell. Yeah,
I love
all of those movies. I mean, I didn't see The Finest Hours, but I've seen everything else.
I love I, Tanya. I don't like Lars and the Real Girl.
Producer on the Mike Hulu show, Physical on Apple TV. Producer on Pam and Tommy, starring Seth Rogen and
so like
the Winter Soldier, whose name Sebastian Stan. Yeah, I mean he's done some pretty solid stuff.
I think it's kind of an odd choice for something like this. This is such a big, effects heavy sort of spectacle movie. I wonder what it was about him that got him this job.
Maybe just had a good pitch to James Gunn.
I guess, but when your pitch is, I want to adapt Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the most famous, loved comic book for that character, you know, anybody could pitch. I just pitched it. I just did the thing. So there has to be something else. So, you know, in the early, we're still in the kind of the early years of this new DCU. We've had Creature Commando, we've had season 2 of Peacemaker, Superman, this, and then Lanterns and Clayface later this year.
Mm-hmm.
So still pretty early.
Yeah, we're not if we're doing like Marvel phases, we're not out of phase one.
Yeah. But this feels like a phase 2 Marvel movie. Everyone's saying it's like this is kind of like Thor: The Dark World.
Sure.
When you want to compare them, and like, oof, that's not the one you want to be compared to. So I didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was kind of a slog, and it's not even 2 hours long. And
it's an hour and 48 according to IMDb.
It is, you know, but like I was surprised. I thought like, oh, this is going to be 2:15 for sure. And from what I've heard, like there is stuff they had to remove, and I think they probably wanted to keep the time low, but it felt like maybe there was some necessary stuff in here that would make everything a little more cohesive, cuz there's a lot I just don't like about this movie.
Sure. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Supergirl is the story of
Kara Zor-El.
Kara Zor-El. She teams up with a young girl whose family is murdered by a group of brigands that they say the name
way too
the term
often.
Brigand many times.
They couldn't have thought of a better term than brigand.
Rapscallions.
Yeah, scallywags. And it's like they're supposed to be pirates in the comics. Like, okay, even their spaceship is kind of like a pirate ship. So if you're going to call them brigands, they needed to lean in to more of
Yeah.
that. But they actually just look like the Ravagers from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. True. Where she helps this young girl seek revenge against the man who killed her family, and Supergirl tries to save her dog who has been poisoned before the dog's untimely death.
Yeah, we need a
Uh,
ticking clock.
yeah.
So put that dying dog in there.
So I don't want to say I hate this movie by any
No,
means. It's watchable for sure. But I also didn't really care for it. Like, I kept checking my phone to see what time it was because I kept going like, I can't believe there's an hour left in this movie. I can't
yeah,
believe there's 45 minutes left in this movie. The pacing in this movie
yeah.
was odd.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I would do to like necessarily speed it up. It just kind of felt like, man, this movie is moving kind of slow.
Yeah,
I think uh, Alcock is good as Supergirl.
yeah.
I think Jason Momoa's doing a passable Lobo. I'm not like a big
Lobo head.
Lobo head, so I can't really speak to like how accurate this portrayal is.
I'd say pretty accurate.
But I'd say like he definitely looks the part. I think the younger girl who's with her,
Ruthie.
Ruthie, is kind of just like could have been played by any
Anyone.
young
Yeah.
actress, and I don't think she's much of a character. It's her
Mm,
whole shtick is like, I want to kill the guy who killed my parents, which is a good motivation,
yeah.
but you don't really develop that character in any real way.
Uh-uh.
Um, and you have this opportunity to travel to all these distant planets and see these interesting things, and it all just kind of felt like, well, we're in another valley,
Yeah.
or we're in a rundown city that doesn't look anything like. If you told me that was like Supergirl landed in Afghanistan, I'd go like, okay,
Sure. Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I,
Everything is either barren or overpopulated.
yeah,
It's like that's all space
it's
is.
just brown and
Yeah. And that's one of the big.
uninteresting looking. It's just like that's one of the things that I like about the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like, obviously, this movie can be compared to that, and it's such an easy like crutch to lean on
Yeah.
with like being the James Gunn
James
thing. But
Gunn
like,
comic
he
book.
made those movies so colorful and interesting because like
Yeah.
you saw so much different shit, and it
Mm-hmm.
just seems like, oh, this would have been a good opportunity to do that. Since if Superman's the Earth guy and Supergirl's going to be the galactic one, well, like do some galactic shit. Like, even when you go to Krypton, it's just a piece of city where like every building is like beige.
Yeah. Everything's clean and smooth and just very kind of boring. At
Yeah.
least like with Zack Snyder's Krypton, there was like weird dragon monsters that Jor-El was flying on. Like it was a weird Krypton. This is just like, yep, this is CW's Krypton.
Yeah, if you told me they put a portal over Metropolis, I'd go like, okay,
Sure.
that makes sense.
Yeah. It's Metropolis in 2062.
Yeah.
It's just a little futuristic.
I did appreciate that they created a Kryptonian language.
Yes. Well, it's like they did for his parents in the message he was sent home for. So I think they couldn't walk it back. And like, well, we committed to them not speaking English. But yeah, and I think those scenes are really good. I really enjoyed her on Krypton. But I liked her on Earth. And it's just like, damn, I kind of wish that was the movie. I would love to see Clark teaching her how to fly for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like they do the sounds too much. She's putting on her headphones.
Make it small.
oh my God. And it's like, oh, so now we make music as her thing, just kind of like Star-Lord. It just feels we're doing a little bit too much of the same stuff. Oh no, Rocket Raccoon has been injured and he's got a ticking clock before he dies. And now we have Crypto. He's hurt and he's got a ticking clock. It's like you're taking so much of it and making it worse. It's not as colorful. That's one of the biggest compliments of the comic is look how vibrant it is. And this is just browns and grays. And it's like, how have we still, after all these years of comic movies, keep doing the same shit? How did James Gunn say, yes, make an adaptation of this comic, and it looks like this, especially when his shit looks so damn good? you look at just even Superman, not comparing Guardians, and it is very vibrant. It's not neon or anything like that, but Superman pops. Green Lantern pops. Everything looks really good. And this just looks blah. I think Millie Alcock is doing a good job with what she's given, especially when she's doing like the other language stuff. I kind of like was more endeared to her character when she was speaking in a different language. And it's like we see her drunk and kind of like, I don't want to say washed up or has been, but kind of playing that sort of thing. And even when she is super powered, it feels like she's still doing that. She's not slurring and falling around, but she's always in distress. She's either like poisoned by kryptonite arrows or a green sun, or she's just on a planet with a red sun so she doesn't have her powers. She gets poisoned by that couple. Like she's always kind of inebriated in some way that we don't get to see her.
It's one of those things
shine.
like, obviously, if she was in full Kryptonian power, she's unstoppable. Sure. Like that's kind of Superman's thing. He's like, he can't be stopped. But in the Superman movie, it's like, well, how do we stop Superman? Well, we just make another Superman to fight him.
Sure.
Or whatever. So we suffocate him with like nanotech, like,
or he's in the black hole area with, and he's got kryptonite.
We're making things to like basically kill him. Where this is just like, how do we make Supergirl not have powers? Which like isn't necessarily all that interesting because we want to see her kick ass. Yeah.
But it's like you can't create stakes. Or these characters, we can't make movies about them because it's hard to make stakes for them without just going, oh, we got to nerf them. We got to handicap them in some way.
Yeah.
That becomes boring. Let's see her fucking rock shit.
Yeah. And especially when you have a character who's going like, well, Clark sees the best in everybody. He doesn't kill. I have no problem killing. Like, let's see her be kind of like, let us struggle with the fact, like, oh, here's Superman, but doing kind of like maybe fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean to us as an audience? What does that mean to her as a character? Do we agree? Do we disagree? Do we go back and forth? And it just, I think my biggest problem with this movie, it just doesn't feel like there's any real, I don't want to say message to the movie, but like any real sort of character.
It's muddy.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, well, what are you saying with Supergirl as a character?
Mm-hmm. She's constantly telling Ruthie, don't kill the bad guy. It will live with you forever. But she kills the bad guy, no problem. When they're on the bus, she's like shooting lasers like, I'm going to cut your fucking head off if you don't tell me. And like, okay, she's willing to kill. In the final battle, she frees the like sex slaves. And one of the sex slaves, like, shoots a gun at a bad guy and kills him. And she looks over at him like, yeah, thanks for saving me. And, like, but then Ruthie can't kill. Everybody else that's fine. They can all kill, but not Ruthie. But Ruthie doesn't show, like, that she's such a good, innocent person that, like, this will corrupt her. Like, just let her get her fucking revenge. Or, which I'll get to, like, in a pitching thing, like, let Lobo kill him. You know?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to kill you. But, hey, Lobo, you want this guy? Because, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to it wrong. Why is Lobo after someone part of Krim's team? He should be going after Krim.
Mm-hmm.
It needs, I think from the get-go, Lobo should have been in that first bar. Kara's like, nah, I'm not helping you, fuck off. And Lobo's like, I'm not about revenge, but I do like money. And maybe that sword is worth a fuck ton. Like, okay, I'll kill your guy, or at least I was already going to try to get that bounty for him. So yeah, come with me, kid, because maybe Ruthie's got a piece of information and they go off and Kara's like, I can't let that girl go with that madman.
Yeah.
So all their goals are together. And then you can just keep Lobo with them because he is like the most fun character.
Yeah, if he was going to be part of this crew, he's the comedic relief.
Yeah, he's
like the little
Drax.
girl's the serious one, or like the audience surrogate, which like sometimes can be pretty annoying because that's often what the kids' role is. Like, what's going on? And then like you have to have Supergirl.
But she should be the Gamora, and then Supergirl is Star-Lord, and then Lobo is the Drax.
Yeah.
It's like. That's why Guardians work so goddamn well. Mm-hmm. Like, you know the archetype, so if you're gonna steal it that way. And then keep these three characters together for the final goal. And then when it comes to killing Krim, like, Kara could say, I get it. I get why my cousin doesn't kill. I'm not going to kill anymore, and I'm not going to let this little girl corrupt herself. But then Lobo go claim that bounty, and then Lobo like cut his head off and then turn it in.
Yeah, I wonder if it's one of those things just like, well, humans killing humans is bad, but if one of those humans kills or tries to kill a dog, that person definitely deserves to die.
Yeah.
So then Supergirl's justified, which, like,
but it kills him with a sword, and maybe that's how it happens in the comics, but, like, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
These are superpowers.
I feel like maybe there should have been a point where Ruthie kills, like, a henchman early in the movie, and then, like, maybe it seems like she kind of likes it, or
sure, yeah,
it's like, or maybe even if she doesn't like it, she's like, oh wow, I didn't like how that felt, but maybe if I kill the guy who killed my parents, that'll fix that feeling.
Yeah,
and then her going like, see how, and then Supergirl would go like, you killed that guy, did that make you feel any better?
Mm-hmm.
Did it make you feel shitty? It did. How do you think this is going to make you do any, like, yeah. I'm okay with the classic sort of don't kill this guy because then you're no better than they are.
Sure.
But you need to kind of justify it better, and especially if you're going like, if Supergirl's going, don't kill that guy, but then she kills.
But I'm fine with killing the whole crew
or whatever it is. Like, yeah,
it's messy.
It's a messy line to ride, and it's very hard to ride around. I think you can do it. I just don't think it worked in this movie.
I think we needed to see Kara on Earth trying to do the thing Clark is known for and realizing it's not for her and accidentally killing someone, like an innocent bystander. It would be perfect if it was like she accidentally killed Lois. They're not going to do that. They want to make this character like a good person, and we need Lois. And then realizing like, fuck, I can't kind of handle these powers. I'm not good on Earth. I need to get off planet because I am a danger to everyone. I can't control this. And that's why she's, drinking herself, because the way they make it seem is just like, she's just partying. It's her birthday. She's having fun. I know she lost her whole family, but all she ever knew was being in that bottle and like the radiation of the kryptonite killing everybody. It seemed like it's kind of was an inevitability.
Yeah.
It wasn't, she didn't go through the destruction of Krypton. So it seemed like you don't know any better. We needed something bigger for her to be crashing out this hard.
I agree. Yeah. It just seems like, well, I'm getting drunk because it's the thing to do versus like, I have this trauma that's making me do this. Like, obviously, like losing your family and your world, I can see why that would lead her down that path. It just didn't feel earned to me, even though the justification was there. And it was just more like, well, I don't want to hang out with my cousins, so I'll just drink from world to world. And the only way I can get drunk is by like being on these red planets that take my powers away.
Yeah.
Which I guess from my limited research before I like made my way over here was like, okay, the green suns and like that stuff does exist.
I've never heard of a green sun.
But I never heard of that shit either. Which like I kind of like the idea of like yellow suns give me powers. Why wouldn't other colored suns do that? But also it's like, well, the sun gives me power, but rocks take my powers away or change my powers in a certain way. So it's like, so is it just the fucking color green? Is there like, is that sun giving off a kryptonite radiation that is also based in your planet that rock is named after? Like that is like dicey.
Yeah.
Which like I'm fine with the idea because like, okay, one sun does this, another sun does this, but like that's what the rocks were for.
Yeah.
So then are the rocks part of that or a separate thing?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like red sun, default, I'm a normal person. Yellow sun, with my physiology, makes me superpowered. Cool. The irradiated, parts of my homeworld, that makes me weak. And then, like the pink one makes you gay and the red one makes you angry. It's like, fine, whatever. That's old-timey comic book stuff.
Sure.
There's a gold kryptonite. Tune in to see what it does to Superman. Like it's all dumb shit. But like a green one doesn't make any sense. Nothing affects anybody else in any way. Like, why is it just Kryptonians?
It's just Kryptonians, yeah.
And then why does Krem know that she's Kryptonian? Like, oh, I keep these kryptonite arrows just in case I run into a Kryptonian. Everyone one should think that they're all dead. Is it well known that they're floating around in a little like force field bottle somewhere? If so, can someone help them? Like nobody should know that Kryptonians exist. They should be all dead. So why does he know this? It's just like it's
I
like
mean, if he did
it's
a thing where,
another
like,
thing to depower her.
yeah, if he faces her one time and is able to get away, which he does, like when they're doing that big battle in the city and Lobo
Yeah.
shows up,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, I can't win here. I mean, that guy killed a family and their child, and then just it's like, wow, what a crazy thing to see in a movie.
And this guy has sex slaves. Like,
Yes.
he's trafficking women. You would think this is a bigger part that Kara would go, hey, these people are losing their families, like I lost my family. I should care a bit more.
Yeah. But back to what I was saying, it's like, oh, okay, he fights her for that time and goes like, okay, based on what I've seen, she's clearly Kryptonian. You have one 1 minute scene where he goes to like some back alley arms dealer who's just like, hey, I'm dealing with a Kryptonian. What do you got for me? Here, take these poison tip arrows or whatever. Now you can, it's like, so then that establishes like why he's able to do that. But that was another thing that it felt to me like those women thrown in the cage at the end were just kind of like thrown in, where like I wish that was either a bigger part,
Yeah.
or like had some more like bigger stakes, because it just kind of felt like, we got we got to get these women or whatever. It's like, well, where were they the entire fucking movie?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I wish, or like maybe that was part of Ruthie's journey, was like, yeah, he killed my parents, but also he's doing this awful thing, and
He's gotten all my friends.
I'm gonna go save them or something. Where it just seems like an extra thing added on to go like, look how good Supergirl is. It's like, well, you don't need this here. It's like, if you're gonna have it there, make it a bigger part of the story.
Yeah, we got to make Krim extra bad. And he's like, okay, he killed her family. That sucks. And, he hurt the dog. That sucks. But what else is he doing? Oh, well, he's also a sex trafficker. And like, oh, that feels like a bigger plot point.
Yeah.
A more important
I also wish Krem was a character other than just bad guy.
From what I hear in the comic, like when he shows up, it's just like, who is this guy? He just seems like a normal dude, but he is superpowered. He's very, very strong. And then as the comic goes on, you realize like, oh, he's not just a dude. He's a really bad dude. And it gets doled out little by little. And this is just like, he's got weird stuff on his face and he eats your pies. He's a bad dude. Like,
I mean, I think I liked his character design. I think he looked
fine, I guess.
It's fine. I think he looked scary. But it just like, it kind of just felt like he was the lead henchman to a bigger villain who we never saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe that is part of the lore. I'm not sure. But it's like, oh, this guy doesn't seem like he'd be a Supergirl villain. It just seems like he'd be a guy that she deals with on her way to deal with whoever she has to fight.
And I think that's part of the appeal of the comic, which we both have not read.
Sure.
So, like, apparently he's a really good villain. They just didn't adapt him at all. And, like, if you're not going to adapt him well, and you're not going to do Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and you're going to throw Lobo in, make Lobo the bad guy. Lobo killed his entire planet because he's the baddest motherfucker on it. And there's a Superman animated movie where it's like him versus Superman versus Martian Manhunter, because they're all like orphans of their planet. They're like the last survivors of it. And he's like, well, I'm going to take your heads because, I'm going to make sure you guys are extinct. Like, he's a bad dude. You could write Lobo either kind of the silly kind of comedic way, or he's bloodthirsty and awful. Why not make him the bad guy? Well, he's a super popular one. We don't want to kill him. You don't have to kill him. You throw him in a prison or something.
Is he DC's Venom? Is that what this is?
I don't know. Yeah, kind of that edgy 90s thing.
So, because at that point, I like the idea of him being the bad guy, but you know what? I don't even have a fucking thought.
I think we needed a movie before this. This is a Supergirl sequel. We needed her origin of being on Krypton, learning about her cousin, And in the comics, it's different. Like, they left at the same time. She was older. He was a
Yeah.
baby. Goes through wormholes. They just decided, fuck it, we're not doing any of that, which is fine. But her kind of like that her time there, which I also thought it was going to be a Brainiac thing
Mm.
of Bob, because that's one of his things. He bottles cities. It, I swore that was going to be, and so a little bit of that, a little bit of her.
I could see that being the sequel where, like, oh, she thinks her parents and her family are dead,
I
and
think
then like
that's what we're.
Brainiac's bottled it up. So that is her character arc of I need to go save my family because they still exist, and they'll probably just die in the second movie, whatever it is. But
Yeah, like, oh, we could finally get my people, and it turns out, well, the radiation killed them all, and it's a dead city in a bottle, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
But I would have loved her on Earth, just kind of learning stuff, because we didn't get to see that with Clark, and we didn't need it with Clark because we know the story of Superman, and like meeting his parents in Kansas and learning English, and like seeing her bumble through learning her
yeah.
powers. I think that would have been a lot of fun. And then, doing something and realizing this isn't for me. I'm going to fuck off to another planet, which also, where'd she get that ship? What, did she fly off planet as just like Supergirl and then found, like, it's a very far away to travel on your
There was a
own.
spare spaceship in the Fortress of Solitude,
I
which
mean,
is
if
like
it was like a Mr. Terrific thing, she said, I need to get off planet. He's like, hey, I could help you with that.
whatever.
It doesn't matter. But
My bigger, it's like once again, this does not matter, but
yeah.
I just find it funny. Like, oh, she grew up on Krypton, she landed on Earth. 3 years later, I think it's roughly 3 years later, she's traveling the galaxy again, like avoiding Clark, but she doesn't have a fucking accent.
No,
Like, you feel like she would have some sort of Kryptonian accent
sure.
from
Yeah.
like from the time. Like, it usually takes several years for you to, or decades for you to lose an accent
Yeah.
if you grew up in fucking Russia and then like learned English in
Hmm.
America. But she's like, I'm gonna go to Earth and learn how to speak fluent American
Yeah.
or perfect English, and
Maybe like he's got all those robots and stuff, and there's nanotechnology, but it's like that'd be a fun thing to learn of her trying to
I'm nitpicking.
speak English and like I'm a hero as well, and she's getting the language wrong, so she's saying things funky, and you make them fight fucking Gorilla Grodd or whatever, just like something that you don't really care about,
Yeah.
and then she fucks up somewhere, and she's bummed and she's got to leave. And then this is the sequel once we've established that we like this character and she's trying to grow, but maybe being a superhero isn't the thing. And this is the movie where she learns to be it. Uh, but it just feels like we're jumping into something and we haven't learned to love this character yet. But like the only crossover we have is Clark, who kills it once again. Like once he showed up, it's like, fuck, I love this guy as Superman. He's so damn good. And then we have Crypto, and stop making me try to care about Crypto. He's a bad dog. Oh, he's gonna die. I don't give a shit. Fuck this dog. Get him out of this movie. And thank God he was out of the movie and not like with him the entire time.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
like, oh no, Crypto's gonna die. Yeah, they're gonna kill the dog. Absolutely not. It's not gonna happen. But I don't like Crypto. I find him annoying. He's pissing all over the place, and the instant he gets back into Clark's apartment, he's just ripping up shit.
Eating,
Fuck this
eating
dog.
chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him. This is like I can see with especially Warner Brothers being sold to the fucking devils. I could see them going, nah, we can't do this anymore. Why haven't we done Batman yet? This is taking too long. Scrap it. I can see James Gunn's universe not lasting, especially like if Lanterns doesn't hit, which you know it's a show, it doesn't make a lot of money. If Clayface doesn't hit, and then we're already in production for the next Superman movie. If that one doesn't hit, shut it down. I think I can totally see it happening, which would be stupid to do because even though if people are sick of comic book movies, it's still such a brand recognition. You can't throw away your
Mhm.
DC characters.
What I was just thinking of as you're talking? So, the opening of this movie essentially is Ruthie's family getting killed because the Ravagers wanted to. They came there for her
Weapons?
father's weapons.
Yeah.
He was a blacksmith who made like the galaxy's best swords. Why?
Yeah.
Like what?
What's special?
So like okay, these swords can't break, or they're super sharp, or they're just the best made weapons. Great. We never saw any of those weapons in the movie other than
The sword that she was like,
Ruthie's sword.
yeah,
This is my family sword. It's like okay, and maybe they, you know, he blew up the ship and he didn't collect those weapons. I guess maybe, but it just feels like the kind of thing like, oh well, at least I'll get one weapon out of this that I'll use in the final fight against Supergirl or Ruthie or
hmm
whatever. Uh, and it just never came to. It's like what made these weapons worth anything?
yeah,
Those should have came into play at some time. Or it's like maybe it's like, oh yeah, this weapon can cut a Kryptonian. That's how
yeah,
good it is.
uh-huh,
Nope.
nope,
So that was a waste.
yeah,
Uh, is Lobo a pure bad guy? It seems like he is, but also he's kind of got a soft spot for the underdogs.
yep.
But
Because like I feel like Lobo in the comic would see a bunch of sex slaves and just be like, nice,
nice,
like he wouldn't go, oh man, maybe I do got to help this girl because she's got spunk. Like, but you,
I'll kill anybody I want, but I draw the line at sex slaves.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty much-
exactly. It's like he's a character that like you can't make him be the guy who killed his entire planet because he wants to be the baddest motherfucker, and then also help the little girl because she's got spunk. Just doesn't work.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't work. It sucks. I gave it a C minus, but maybe I'm being a little generous.
Yeah, I'm saying C minus because it's watchable, and I think it. If you're looking for a superhero fix, it fills that void. But if you're looking for a good movie, it just isn't quite there.
It's not there.
But I'll see Millie play this character again.
They really better highlight her in the next movie.
Yeah.
Because if this is all we're getting from her, it's kind of a missed dog.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe just have a movie where her and Clark battle against ideals. That might be interesting because that's like character work versus just like, hey, Millie, or hey, Supergirl, don't do that thing. Don't throw that building at that bad guy. You might hurt somebody. And she's like, okay, Clark. It's
That's
like,
what I really like. The My Adventures with Superman, because she is kind of this like homeschool kid who's going to public school for the first time and is in awe of things and wants to be a hero, but maybe she doesn't know her strength too much, and she's getting the idioms and stuff wrong. Like it feels like a better interpretation of what this should be, and this one, not so much.
Have Clark go like, hey, me and Lois are having dinner. Come over. And it's like, well, can I bring my boyfriend? And then every time she does, it's a different person or whatever.
Sure.
And then Clark's just like, a serial monogamist, serial monogamist, and then a girl who's just like, I'm just out here to have fun. And it's like, look how different these two are.
Yeah.
I don't know, something.
It like an odd couple, but on Earth. I like the idea of taking our superheroes out into the crazy world of space. Like that bus scene, I thought was really fun because look at all the crazy aliens on it. But as soon as we're done with that, it's like we're on the city planet. It's all humans.
Yeah.
And then we're fighting, a bunch of guys with stuff. And
I think the bus scene was kind of fun, especially with like the teleportation stuff.
I think that's the last bit of like enjoyment we have, and then the rest of the movie is
yeah. Surprise cameo from Seth Rogen. Which I even went on IMDb. It's like, is that Seth Rogen? He's not even on IMDb.
I'm looking in the credits for him, and he's not there.
Completely uncredited.
Yeah, and you're too iconic of a voice to just be thrown in like that.
Yeah.
It took me out.
It was jarring. And I have nothing against Seth Rogen.
No, I love Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And I like that little guy. He's a cute little guy. But it's just like,
whoa.
There's Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
It's like, unless you know, it's like, oh, Seth Rogen's playing Pumbaa. Okay, that's fine. But when he just pops in, too much.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Can't believe the Green Lantern showed up in full frontal.
Yeah.
That was...
Did you see those post-credit scenes? No mid-credit? No post-credit? I'm very surprised. That's a comic book staple. And I get, like, not having to do that or forcing some dumb bullshit in. I'm just surprised it wasn't there. Yeah.
honestly, I didn't even. I'm glad that there wasn't because I didn't.
You didn't stay.
Once the first credit popped up, I'm like, I'm out of here.
Peace, yeah. Yeah, okay. So C minuses from both of us. It's a
Sorry,
damn shame.
Supergirl. Try harder next time.
I feel like June has been kind of a bummer month. Like
Mm.
He-Man, even though it's like much more enjoyable
Didn't see
than
it.
this. Like Disclosure Day, God, the more I sit with that, the more I fucking hate that movie. God, it's so bad. Toy Story is good, but it's like you know what you're getting for that. And then like this is the last of this month. Like July feels a little more stacked, even if it is just Odyssey and Spider-Man. Just feels like, you know,
Yeah, but
that's a
depending
little
on,
more
I mean, we're
juice.
talking about the fourth in a franchise, and
But looks like it could be the best one out of all of them.
maybe. I mean, I have faith in both, but I could also see these being the two weakest of one, a director's filmography, and
Sure.
one of a particular
Yeah.
franchise. I don't think it will be in either case, but I would not be surprised if people go like, "Wow, neither of these movies were what I thought they were going to be."
I'm trying not to be a bummer about Odyssey because like I don't really care about the Odyssey.
Because you're a Nolan hater, man.
I was a dick writer for Nolan, but then like
He
everything
came out with Dunkirk and Oppenheimer, and you're like, "Fuck this."
it was like once Interstellar hit, it was like, oh, maybe I don't really care as much. You know, I will. It's like M. Night Shyamalan. I'll give that guy the benefit of the doubt for any movie he makes because he made Unbreakable. And Unbreakable is fucking sweet. And I love that movie. And Nolan made The Prestige, one of the best movies of all time. You get a pass on a bunch of stuff I may not like because the next Prestige may come out of it. So we'll see.
That's a crazy thought process to go like, here's a guy who made two good movies and a bunch of garbage, but I'll give him a benefit of the doubt. And then here's a guy who made seven great films,
yeah, like
but two ones I don't care for that much.
I like most of Nolan's stuff, It's like, but the last, couple maybe didn't hit as much. So we'll see. So next week, bracket out of nowhere. Normally I'm talking up the bracket for at least a month, but yeah, bracket out of nowhere.
Let's do it.
So we'll see. See what's the best thing. You got to try to see Obsession before the bracket. I need to have it on the bracket because
I will see if I can make time. Well, I can't see tomorrow because of my work schedule, but Monday I may be able to.
If you squeeze it in on the Sunday before, it's going to be on the bracket. So
I'll make it my official to-do list.
Okay, I appreciate it. All right, well. If you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. As always, I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And keep consuming.